I'm Eleanor Updegraff, and I'm going to be reading from my sample translation of Marlen Pelny's new novel, The Reason We Remain. Time no longer has any meaning. It could be Wednesday, but it could also be Sunday. It could be morning, or it could be night. Sometimes it's dark in the daytime. Sometimes I lie awake. Sometimes I close my eyes. This thing called time ticks past us. We are no longer taken into account. The minutes mesh indiscriminately with one another, no rhyme or reason. Appropriately, every day is a small century, plays on repeat in my head. When I open my eyes, everything in my field of vision is blurry. I can't see or feel anything, but actually the opposite is true. It's just that my gaze is directed inwards. I'm full of Etty, full of grasping the fact that she isn't just away, but is never coming back. Full of the knowledge that the monster who took her life is somewhere out there still. Full of the questions that Heide asks, to which I have no answers. Why did someone murder my Etty? Who does that? Who rapes a child? Who kills a child? How can you grasp a thing like that, let alone understand it? Why have they still not found him? Why didn't I hear her? How did I not see anything out of the window? And how did no one else? How is something like that even possible in the middle of Berlin? What's supposed to happen now? The song in my head gets stuck on a single line. Time is just a rubber band, stretched between two people's hands. We skip breakfast. Sophie goes to work, and we borrow Mickey's dog. Mickey lives downstairs from Heide, and occasionally comes to the door if he hasn't heard any noises through the ceiling. He has to go to work as well, and we're in need of fresh air. RTL is no longer hanging around outside the flat. I ask Mickey to check whether the coast is clear outside the building too. 30 seconds later, he shouts through the intercom, "You're good." I link my arm through Heide's and try to remember the dog's name. It doesn't really matter because he's always on the lead, but somehow it's nicer if you can be in conversation. Something beginning with a B, I think, but it wasn't Blackie. Bodo? Bobby? Heide, what's the dog called again? Heide looks at the dog and then at me. I'm startled by the expression of grief on her face today. It seems to be spreading beneath her skin. Her swollen eyes are sunk in shadowy holes that go down who knows how far. She answers me almost as though she's sleepwalking. Skipper, that's his name. Something beginning with a B then, I think. As soon as the front door opens, Heide jerks her head away from the crime scene, away from the bush that seemed so harmless until a few days ago. I check quickly that no one's lurking there, camera in their hand or pencil behind their ear. I bet no one who lives on this street could say what kind of bush that is. No one has ever paid much attention to it. It doesn't take up much space. A bush like this is actually quite rare here in Berlin. It doesn't seem to belong anywhere. It just grows quietly away in its corner. There's no fence and no facade behind it, no one to say, that belongs to me and my property. No one trims it. It's grown so high it's taller than me. Most likely, the bush planted itself, and now it bears responsibility for everything that happens in it. It's still contained within the barrier tape emblazoned with the word police. I hope that when they come to collect the tape, the bush collapses, or they take it away as well. It mustn't be allowed to stay there. The light needs to get in. Someone needs to be able to see from far away, from the side and from up above, that it's empty there behind the bush. No other creature should be given a chance to use this bush to commit a crime. Instead of a bush, there should be a street light.